The White House says Israel has agreed to send a delegation to Washington to discuss its expected military invasion of Rafah in southern Gaza.
This all comes on the heels of the first phone call in over a month between President Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu amid a widening rift between the two leaders. And here to discuss is ABC Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman, who is joining us from a military base close to the Israel-Lebanon border. Always good to see you. So let's start with the latest on the ground. What is the latest?
This Rafah operation, DeMarco, seems to be in a holding pattern. The White House, of course, telling Israel that it would be a mistake to go ahead with this offensive in Rafah, where 1.5 million Palestinians are seeking shelter. But Israel's prime minister has been doubling down, telling lawmakers here that there is no alternative. Now, a senior Israeli official telling me they believe the last 5 intact Hamas battalions, plus Hamas's leaders, are holed up in Rafah, and there is no world in which Israel is not going to go ahead with this offensive.
Matt, last week Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called on Israel to hold new elections, saying Prime Minister Netanyahu has lost his way. So I'm curious, what type of support does Netanyahu have right now?
Eva, his poll numbers are abysmal right now, and I think that many Israelis would be inclined to side with the Senate Majority Leader, saying that the Prime Minister has lost his way. However, even Netanyahu's staunchest rivals came out after the senator made those remarks and said it's not for the U.S. or any country to tell Israel who should be their elected leader. It's for the Israeli public only. So pretty stark support just in that sense, Eva.
And Matt, Israeli forces have once again launched a raid on Gaza's main hospital. This is the second time, by the way. What's the latest here?
Well, Israel is still at that hospital. Israel believes that a group of Hamas senior leaders had somehow regrouped at the hospital. There have been gun battles now for 3 consecutive days, and 30,000 people thereabouts had been seeking shelter in that hospital. Many of them have managed to evacuate. Israel says it has killed about 50 suspected militants, detained 300 men, but this is causing some significant havoc in Gaza City. Also, it raises concern. Israel thought that it had completely cleared that area of Hamas, and now Hamas has proven that it's able to regroup in this supposedly cleared area.
We have to talk about the humanitarian crisis, Matt. A new UN-backed report says that famine is imminent in northern Gaza. 70% of that population right now experiencing catastrophic hunger. Is there any way to get aid, to get food, to get help to these people?
I just want to give you a quick stat, Eva. Outside of Gaza, there are 129,000 people in the entire world who are experiencing catastrophic hunger. Inside Gaza, it's 1.1 million. It is intense, and famine may have already started, UN officials tell me, because that projection starts in mid-March, which is now. They just can't get in there to actually tell. Now, Israel says it wants to flood the Gaza Strip with aid. It's opening up new portals of entry into Gaza, but the aid, they say, is not being distributed effectively by the UN. The UN says it is incredibly dangerous to do this job. The only way we can adequately get the tsunami of aid that needs to get to all those starving people is for a ceasefire to give us the peace to operate quietly and in security, Eva.
And Matt, before you go, more than 1 million Palestinians are sheltering in place in Rafah right now. Any word on when the Israeli operation could begin?
I think I can tell you, DeMarco, when it's not going to begin, which is this week and probably next week. So Secretary of State Blinken is set to come here to Jerusalem on Friday. Israel is sending a very high-level delegation, including 3 of the 5 war cabinets, to Washington to hear what are called alternative plans to help protect the population in Rafah. So it's probably not going to happen before all those meetings are done. Also, Israel probably has to mobilize reservists for this operation. It's going to take some time. So what is clear, it's not very imminent, but when it happens, it's going to be very significant. Again, Israel plans to move more than 1.4 million Palestinians who are sheltering there to humanitarian enclaves. It's unclear exactly how they're going to do that.
That's a lot of people there. ABC Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman. Yeah. Matt, thank you and good to see you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.